Namaskar. In today's edition of Right Angle, I'd like to share my thoughts with you on this result of Delhi elections that have come out few hours back. Uh, as I am talking to you, I'm not very sure that whether the Election Commission has given its final reading and counting or the list, but it is obvious that the Aam Aadmi Party now is going to sit in the opposition in Delhi Assembly, and then BJP after 27 years going to come back to govern or be the ruling party here in Delhi after 27 years, and it is a pretty long time. How has it happened? I'm quite sure over the last 10, 15 days and this hectic electioneering, every newspaper, every television channel, you must have heard or read through the papers various factors that were the major issues before the electorate of Delhi in choosing their representatives. Uh, what I'm going to do is that I'll be trying to little different because I see it slightly differently than what uh, usually people here and then the commentators or analysts talk about. And why I'm saying this is because, in my considered view, the best way to see the Delhi election results um, is to take three, or rather, to keep three important facts in mind. Uh, One, notwithstanding all this halabula, the fact remains Delhi is not a proper state. So its chief minister cannot be equated with the chief minister of a full-fledged state, say like Punjab, Haryana, or Rajasthan, or states, the other states like that, full-fledged states. It is a union territory, and it is not today. It is always, my belief, and I have argued it. I have written quite a lot on this. That I have never seen, frankly speaking, this Delhi government uh, more than being an exalted, or rather, I'll say that a little bit more. Uh, Little bit more hyped, in the sense that rather than the substance, it's a more glorified municipal government. Let's be very realistic. The Mr. Kejriwal was running it. We do not know who will be running the next government on behalf of BJP. We do not know their leader, but it is nothing, as I said, exalted or glorified municipal government, because here it is the power, the governmental authorities, they all are divided between the central government and this so-called Delhi government. So uh, coming to power here, suppose Mr. Kejriwal would have won again, and his Aam Aadmi Party would have won again, I don't think there would have been any fundamental difference, because the all told, it is a divided government, it being a national capital, and that is how it should be. I don't think uh, how. I really do not know. At the time of independence or soon after independence, Delhi had chief minister under Congress party. That practice came to an end. It became a municipality, or it's whatever is that. I think it is the BJP government under Vajpayee. They restored this in assembly, and then we again had these chief ministers. Before that, it was not so. So the point is, that's a different matter. Why the national capitals, cannot be given the full status of a government is something a different matter. But all this hype of coming and assuming power in Delhi, I think it is little bit overdone. The second aspect of Delhi is this: Delhi is a mini India in the sense that people from all parts of the country, they have come, they have settled down, they have worked, they are working. Um, so when it is a mini India, then people from all parts of the country have come and settled down here or are living here. So they have got their respective language, culture, things of that sort. So the point is that any government or any party which wants to represent the people of Delhi uh, must have inclusive agenda. And I let me make this point little clearer. What happens in India or in Indian politics, you know that there are states where you can win election on one particular agenda item, whether it is corruption, whether it is caste, or whether it is religion, whether it is some other specific administrative issue, on the basis of one or two issues, that an identity politics, of course I did talk about caste and religion, etc., you can win elections and you can form the government. It has been seen in many states, like in UP, Bihar. We have the plenty of instances. But in case of Delhi, just because people from all parts have come and they have got their respective aspirations or demands or their respective narratives, no party really can sustain itself in serious contention of being in power if it becomes a party of one or two agenda items, or in a party basically on one or two issues. If you really do that, then you do not have any future. And I think the best or concrete proof of this is the disastrous performance of the Congress party in the just concluded election, in the sense that for the third time they have not been even able to open their account. And why? Because under the present leadership of the Congress, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, Congress has become a one issue party, one issue based party. That means for Rahul Gandhi cannot think anything beyond identity politics, and he's only talking of caste and minorities and Muslim caste, Muslims. I don't think even in while campaigning here in Delhi, he only talked about this. Wherever he goes, he only talks of this. So on that means literally you are becoming quite monolithic as far as your vision is concerned. And in Delhi, you propagating only one or two such particular issues, even if it relates to your administrative issues, or for that matter this dirty water in Yamuna, or for that matter the freebies that every party now is more or less glorifying and promising them to give. I really do not know from where they will be getting the money. But the point is, if you think that you will be winning on such issues or one or two, then I think the people of Delhi, as I said, it is because of its very nature. It is not possible. You can win once, but not more than that. You have to be pursuing an inclusive politics. You will be saying something that will be giving a holistic picture of the country, and there these national issues also do matter. It's not It is not that it does not matter. It does matter for the Delhi voters. As I said, it is a mini India. And third important aspect of any Delhi election is this, that the people of Delhi vote differently, in the sense that if they vote for a particular party in the parliamentary election, in the national elections, they will be voting differently when the state elections or the assembly elections are held only few months later. And that has invariably happened since 2014 particularly. That soon after the parliamentary elections are held, in every parliamentary elections in 2014, whether it is 14, even 15, general elections 14, 19, and last year 24, you see that BJP has always swept. They get all the time 7 parliamentary seats. But when after only few months or 5-6 months, the elections to the assembly are held, Delhi people vote differently. You get a completely different picture. And Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and his Aam Aadmi Party, they literally sweep. Why is it so? Or how is it so? It is because, as I said, they vote differently, because Delhi voters, as I told you, their aspirations and their vision is that way much more sophisticated than the people or their counterparts in rest of this country. Here what happens, in the parliamentary elections, invariably BJP gets more than 50% of votes, 51% votes. There this concept of two opposition parties joining hands together, so that there will be a common candidate and you will be able to defeat BJP. That has always failed. That has been failing since 2014 at least. BJP has always managed more or less 50% and plus votes in the parliamentary elections. But in the assembly elections, what precisely happens? BJP more or less has got a solid vote base of around 37 to 38%. Very loyal vote base here in Delhi. If in the general elections they get more than 50%, then they get another, say, 12 to 15% extra votes. You can say, in my considered view, it may be something to do with the Modi phenomenon, that people want a leader like Modi. So in the parliament elections, obviously that 10 or 15%, that extra Modi votes come to the BJP. And these 36-37% has nothing to, it is not, the Modi here is not a factor. Whether there is Modi or there is no Modi, these loyal people or loyal vote base of BJP will remain intact. So they do extremely well in the parliamentary elections because of that additional Modi factor of 15%. But when after few months the assembly elections are held, these 10-15% that Modi factor does not work. Out of that, 7 to 8% really goes to the so-called Kejriwal factor. Delhi people think that when one talks of this politics at the national level, if that is a Modi phenomenon, in Delhi level, particularly after 2013-14, when this Aam Aadmi Party or Kejriwal became a phenomenon, they always thought that aura or that particular the charm, the Kejriwal charm is already there. So they do get that many number of votes. So what happens? BJP goes in the assembly election up to 41-42%, whereas Aam Aadmi Party, they get more than 50%. That explains why in 2015 they got nearly 67 or 68 seats. At last time they got 62, and the BJP came down because 7 or 8% of votes is literally um, that there is a big gap, and that does get reflected in the number of your seats. So when one talks of Delhi election, these three important facts must be kept in mind. So if in today's election results, we take these three issues or these three factors into account, things, according to me, in my considered view, what has happened, that is the only reason for which the Aam Aadmi Party has lost, is because there has been a serious dent in this Kejriwal phenomenon. When Kejriwal came and began his so-called aura or phenomenon in 2013 or 14, what Delhi people thought of him and what Delhi people now are not thinking of Kejriwal, there has been a huge gap. He talked against corruption, but that he got himself embroiled in various corruption scandals. Most important being that liquor scam. He talked about, and that is a great thing, I think. Any dispassionate political analyst has to give credit to Kejriwal that in 2015, as he promised, he won the elections, which the people of Delhi really appreciated too much, and they reposed faith in him. What sort of politics that time he was talking of? He was talking of a politics that money power, muscle power, this identity-based politics of caste, communal, community, religion must not have any role in choosing your popular representative. That means you have to go by what they are promising, what they are talking, that they are not dividing you. These are the things he said, and that is precisely what happened. I think he really succeeded to a great extent in 2015 by talking of this, by winning elections without money power, without muscle power, without resorting to these identity politics. But you see today what has happened? Corruption, money, muscle, this caste, everything. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is nothing. He is like any other political leader of the country, and many will legitimately say, and it can be proved very conclusively, that he has actually surpassed many people. So that erosion in his that Kejriwal phenomenon, or that aura, or that charm, has been reflected in this election. And the Delhi people did not like it. As I said, three important facts must be kept in the mind. Delhi is not a state. But Kejriwal never realized that limitation. He equated himself like any other chief minister. Actually, that also could have been understandable if he had limited his goal or aspiration to that aspect. But that he didn't do. What he thought, that he is a rival to Narendra Modi. I think Kejriwal, if you see the way he started in the fighting, day in and day out with the central government, knowing pretty well that it is a glorified municipality, it cannot be a full-fledged state, and you can't equate yourself with another chief minister. The very day, every day, I think most of the time of Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party was spent in fighting against the central government. Whereas before him, whether it was Madan Lal Khurana or Mr. Sahib Singh Burma, whose son incidentally has defeated him today, or for that matter, Mrs. Sheila Dixit, this is the same system of divided responsibility of running Delhi between the central government and the Delhi government. It was perfectly fine, but you come and everything is wrong. You keep on fighting. At the drop of the hat, you go to the court and what not. So the point is that was not his real aim. Why he was not doing it, knowing pretty well he's a very intelligent person. He is a very intelligent person. He was precisely doing because he wanted to be in the limelight. He wanted to be in news. He wanted that the Indians, when he was saying that Modi, 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 yeah, that means his political targets was always, Modi, Modi, Modi. He wanted the people of India to compare him with, Modi. He even this Delhi thing was nothing, that was just a very convenient, ploy for him. He really wanted to be India's next prime minister. I think that was the real goal. He was not happy with remaining the chief minister, or for that matter, he never wanted even to play the role of a chief minister of Delhi. In that sense, I think the people of Delhi have fulfilled his aspiration of not remaining the chief minister of केजरीवाल. उन्होंने बोले भाई आपका और बड़ा महत्वाकांक्षा है, आप अगर प्राइम मिनिस्टर के लिए बनने के लिए सपना करते हो, चीफ मिनिस्टर तुम तो चाहते नहीं हो, तो आपको क्यों बना है? आई थिंक that is how I look at it. Whether he still has got chances to become the prime minister of India, well, after losing power here in Delhi, how it will have an impact on other states, because Aam Aadmi Party now claims everywhere that we are a national party, that remains to be seen. So, in sum, let me conclude by saying that this Delhi election result, the way it has come, there has been only one single factor, according to me, and that is nothing but the loss of a charismatic leader, or Mr. Kejriwal's charisma, the decline of his aura. So let me stop here. Thank you very much for your patience in listening to me. Namaskar.